Friends, never think that you are alone. Instead, think that you are enough on your own. Those who walk alone are not arrogant. In fact, they are capable of accomplishing everything on their own. If someone is alone, it doesn't mean they are not liked. It simply means they have realized the true worth of the world. What is far from the eyes is often closest to the heart. What is hardest to see is often the most special in life. I have seen life from a very close distance, which is why I sit so far away now. I just need to find myself. Everything else is on the internet. At first glance, everyone appears good, but their true nature comes out only when you spend time with them. Forget thinking that the world runs on love. This world runs on meaning and self-interest. Here, coins are precious and honesty is cheap. Here, relationships are all about give and take. The most valuable thing you own is your talent and experience, which no one can copy or take away from you. A true person can make mistakes, but they never make mistakes with others. Love shown after causing pain and respect shown after neglecting someone has no meaning. Always remember, the tongue doesn't slip. It's the mind that guides it. The worst person in the world is one who always thinks they are right in everything. The most valuable thing in the world is your attention. Don't waste it on useless people and things. Sometimes you should keep your happiness to yourself because not everyone will be happy with your joy. Life has taught me that people dislike us more because of our flaws than because of our qualities. Never expect too much from anyone, because the more you invest, the bigger the wound when it hurts. Even if your mind is disturbed, don't speak bad words. Your mind may heal later, but the words once spoken will not. Life has taught me this. Work hard, never stop, and no matter the circumstances, never bow down to anyone. There are two types of people: those who look for reasons to stay with you, and those who look for excuses to break away. One truth is that anyone who asks after your well-being doesn't genuinely want it. Sometimes we are not wrong, but we don't have the words to prove it. Many times we spread wrong rumors about our own people just to bring them down. Achieve or fail, but never use anyone for selfish gain. It doesn't matter if someone leaves in anger, but it matters if they betray you when they are with you. When intellect is clouded, the first person who seems wrong is the one who tries to explain things to you. The door to your home may be small, but those who come humbly are the ones who should be considered your own. Never keep relationships just to pass time. Invest time to nurture relationships. A thinker's darkness is more dangerous than the darkness of a night. Sometimes you just need to trust your own steps, because this world is full of obstacles. It is better to stay alone than to compromise with someone. At least there will be peace. For who will understand if there is no one? Life teaches us that sometimes emotional people, when they lose their emotions, become even harder than stones. Both the chest and the mind work best when they are open. When closed, they become burdensome. Sometimes, due to the changing times, friends become enemies and enemies become friends because self-interest is very powerful. Rather than winning a debate, defeat someone with silence, because those who are always ready to argue with you cannot tolerate your silence. The strongest battles are not fought in the fields, but in the mind, my friend. If you are, stay happy with what you have, because too much light can blind a person. Those who earn know how to make money. Those who sit idle tend to speak ill of it. You have limited time. Do not waste it living someone else's life. This is the world. Here, things are done with money, not words. Before causing pain to someone, remember that their tears may end up being your adornment. Always stay courageous and move forward. Even God faces taunts, so you are just human. The winners don't do different things, they just do things differently. Success requires not just imagination, but meaningful action. Merely observing the stairs is not enough. You need to climb them. I have learned from loneliness, but the truth is, it's better to have distance from superficial relationships than to have proximity to the truth. As long as the tongue was a monkey, everyone stayed apart. But as soon as the tongue opened, relationships started to fall apart. Those who love roses do not know that even the thorns have many desires. I keep meeting everyone for some reason. Relationships are strengthened by spending moments together. If relationships are tied by the strings of the heart, they are never distant out of compulsion. Life keeps moving forward in the hope that peace will be found at the next turn. Wounds have no age. Every age has its own wounds. The richest person in the world is one who has a happy family and a content heart. Roads may end in the journey of life. The destination is where desires cease. There is no installment plan in a story. The beauty of life lies in a few true relationships. It is difficult to endure mental pain compared to physical pain. Sometimes one must lose something to see who truly comes to their aid. If there is never a fight in a relationship, it should be understood that the relationship is being maintained by the mind, not the heart. Relationships should be better with oneself. The opinions of others matter less. Earlier, homes were simple and relationships were strong. Now, homes are strong, but relationships have become fragile. Relationships require time, just as plants need water at the right time. Avoid two things. I don't need anyone. Ego, and everyone needs me. Arrogance. In life, if something is lost, remember this. What is lost will never return, and what is gained is not less than any other. What is not there is a dream, and what is flawless. Maintaining relationships is not everyone's ability. Sometimes you have to leave your happiness for someone else's. A beautiful heart is far more valuable than a beautiful face, so always choose people whose hearts are more beautiful than their faces. A true relationship is like a good book. No matter how old it is, the words remain the same. Pain is felt by those who cannot give pain. People who go to other people's homes and gossip are often those who do not receive respect in their own homes. Those who change colors like a chameleon can never be loyal, so never trust a person who frequently goes back on their word. One day, their arrogance will bring them down when they don't watch where they step. Respect is only earned when needed, because without a need, people won't even light a candle. Those who have learned to smile even in sorrow, what can defeat their plotting and scheming? Life is not a movie. Here, nothing is always perfect. It is difficult to smile when you are broken, and sometimes it becomes a necessity. Pain occurs when you hurt yourself. Otherwise, the pain of others seems trivial. It's better to speak the truth and be disliked than to lie and seem good. Those who practice patience either win or learn. Everyone tells me how to live life. How can I explain that some dreams remain unfulfilled, even though life still goes on? It is the greatest foolishness to form a wrong image of someone in your mind based on others' words. Those who are angry are often the most genuine. I have often seen liars smiling. Sometimes, to maintain relationships, we have to make painful compromises. Never do something just to show off. Do it in such a way that everyone admires you. Life teaches a lot. Life also brings tears with laughter. Live life as much as you can, friends, because there is much more left, and life will end. These three things are enough to take away the peace of life: fake love, selfish friends, and gossiping relatives. It is not necessary to suffer from doing something wrong. Sometimes being overly good can also cost you. I have let go of every relationship, every person who was with me only for their own benefit. Our worth is only that of a shroud, which we may not even be able to wear ourselves. Stop searching for me now. When you changed the path, I changed the destination. When relationships start avoiding your presence, it is better to smile and leave. In life, everyone lives relying on someone's trust. Always try not to break the trust of those who trust you. Never end a relationship just because of others' words. Relationships belong to you, not to others. Mistakes often confuse the mind. If you miss the train, the vendor selling samosas will also appear to be a traitor. Through relationships, I have learned one thing. If you care too much for someone, they will start considering you worthless. Some relationships are decided by God, and some by money. When in need, remembering someone is not called love. People who mix bitterness in their hearts and sweetness in their words are truly deceitful. People change their worth when the time comes, and they change their character too. When desires are unfulfilled, even relationships can change, and sometimes even God alters them. I never understood in my youth why those I loved never valued me. Relationships, if sown with emotions, are hard to break. But if sown with selfishness, they are hard to fix. Time, no matter how it is, keeps passing by, but words and relationships always remain in memory. Learn to accept rejection. Learn to walk away when there is no respect, and learn to rise when there is no dignity. Everyone criticizes me for becoming famous. What crime is it to stand on your own feet? It is not the fault of those who create distance from me. This is just a custom in the world, like books that are read once but not again. Throughout my life, I have kept forgetting, while dust kept accumulating on my face, and it was the mirror that kept cleaning it. Footprints are found on the sands of time, but those who leave, where do they go? These days, relationships are like bread, just a little heat, and they turn to ashes. If someone ignores you, remember, the world ignores everything that is beyond its reach. It's better to live in your own way than in relationships that are for show. The way of this world is like this. Even the strongest iron can break, and many lies together can break the truth. Be the reason for someone's smile, and you will find not just happiness, but peace too. You have limited time. Don't waste it living someone else's life. I thought I was very lucky. Everyone loves me. But later, I realized that everyone loves me, but only for their own benefit. Sometimes you must lose something to see who truly comes searching for you. Some relationships are even defeated by circumstances. Not every relationship involves betrayal. The love that cannot even abandon ego in front of your love. Discard such love and relationships. If you ever get broken, come to me. I like people like myself. Fathers are like the tree of discipline. Though their leaves might be bitter, their shade is always cool. I feel proud of being called guilty by the righteous after seeing the truth. The struggle between crying at birth and making others cry after death, this is called life. There are two ways to be happy. Either change the circumstances or change the way you think. When you feel that no one is there for you, look up at the sky. There is the one who is always there and will always be with you. Who knows how many unspoken words people will take with them? They say, I came empty-handed, and I will leave empty-handed. No relationship can work on one person's contribution. It needs both to participate. We are not beautiful on the outside, but pure in our hearts, which is why we are special to very few. Every night, I deliberately keep the door open. Maybe someone will steal my sorrow too. Happiness and sorrow are like two plants in the garden of life, and humans are the gardeners. Life is a game of hide and seek. Compulsion hides behind every task, and selfishness hides behind every greeting. People who disrespect their parents are fools. Parents are the gems whom even God bows to. The world runs on the law of need. The same sun that is awaited in winter is rejected in summer. Your value is realized when you are needed. Hard work is like stairs, and luck is like an elevator. The elevator can stop at any time, but stairs always take you higher. Learn to love yourself. What do others matter? Today you are someone's, tomorrow someone else's. Sometimes I feel like talking to life, but life never gives me a chance. The truth will always remain the truth. Your dislike does not make it disappear. A person should be good, but not too good, and not all the time. Half-truths are the foundation of broken relationships. Life is the whole truth. If you have courage, you have everything in your grasp. Difficulties and troubles are part of life. Life without a goal is like an unopened envelope. It never reaches anywhere. Your troubles will never end by blaming others. Ego destroys the soul. Repentance destroys sin. Greed destroys religion. And anxiety destroys life. The truth today is that if you listen, it will get resolved. If you speak, it will get tangled. Be cautious with your actions, because time decides when you will have to account for them. Humans are far from important things because of ego and misunderstanding. Misunderstanding does not tell the truth, and ego prevents one from seeing it. Holding on to small things in the heart breaks even the strongest relationships. Don't be ashamed to ask for directions. The path to your destination begins right where you are standing. Relationships need time, not excuses. To reach heights, be a kite, not a fraud. In life, two things are always destined to break: breath and companionship. Breaking your breath means dying once, but breaking companionship means dying every moment. If separation was so easy, angels wouldn't have to come to take the soul from the body. Earn a lot, but don't accumulate so much that you need a doctor or lawyer when even a single thing breaks. Life was meant to be a search, but it got lost along the way. Life was not found, but many experiences were gained. Stop depending on others for your happiness, or you will always remain a slave to them. If only the pain of life could flow away with the tears. If you cared for me, I wouldn't be in this situation today. Those who give themselves time when needed are the most beautiful. I have no complaints with anyone now. Only some people have fallen from my eyes. If you want to value someone, do it while they are alive. After death, even strangers play roles. Is there no trust in me? This line is spoken by so many people who end up betraying others. The person who wants everyone's happiness and always thinks well of others hides their pain and lives life because they know that no one supports them. When you love someone more than yourself, you become so cheap in their eyes that they begin to take you for granted. We all start to look good to everyone. Just let us become a little wealthy. The limit has been reached now. Betrayal is given by our own, and strangers give us comfort. You may die in longing or go crazy in sorrow, but remember this: never ask for love by bowing down to anyone. Don't set such high expectations from anyone, dear heart. Everyone has their own separate world here. Those who misinterpret even your good words, it is foolish to waste time explaining yourself to them. A person with a clean heart is the one who cries the most. The world is selfish and bad. Let it be. Just be good and true to your loved ones. God will never harm you. Never be afraid of bad times, because life can take a sudden turn for the better from anywhere. Never be arrogant about time or fate, because in the morning, even those who are having a bad day will rise. It's not necessary to be the same as others in life, but it's very important to be there for each other. No matter how much lying is glorified, when you speak it, it feels fine, but when someone else speaks it, you get angry. The richness of shame is better than the poverty of respect. Don't make the mistake of laughing at someone's misfortune. This is the time, and faces are remembered. We end our love over a small fight. It's better to end a fight with love. When a person's needs change, their way of talking to you changes too. If a smile comes to the face of a sad person, and if it's because of you, then understand that no one in this world is more important than you. If someone trusts you blindly, never break their trust and make them feel that they are blind. When someone starts hating you, understand that they cannot compete with you. You may gain all the degrees of the world, but a person who cannot speak with dignity is as illiterate as anyone. Someone asked me, "How do you stay quiet even after knowing everything?" I said, "It's nice to see how low a person can fall for their selfish motives. So spend more time with the person who always wants to give you happiness and love. I don't know tricks, but yes, I understand everything. You are a betrayer, I knew that, but I just wanted to see how low you could go. A very deep river flows without making a sound. Similarly, some very deep sorrows are also without tears. Those who have left you will return. Just become successful once. Just like empty envelopes, there are some relationships that have nothing inside, and we keep them safely. After a painful break, a person rejects the happiness that comes their way. Those who caused you pain will also suffer, and trust me, you will get the opportunity to witness this. A true person is the one who ignores you for someone else. If you want to value someone, do so while they are alive. When they are on their deathbed, even the ones who hated them will come. If you remain silent and endure, you are good. But if you speak, no one will consider you bad. Every relationship has its own limits, but when it comes to self-respect, it's right to end that relationship. People break hearts and make others weak with their expectations. That's why start living on your own strength, because no one else can be a better companion or empathizer than yourself. Fate and loved ones are unreliable. Both can turn at any time. Soft-hearted people cry easily, get upset quickly, and then forgive soon too. I have heard that people like this are very much loved by God. Everyone experiences bad times, but some know how to hide their pain. A liar's decoration is this, that when he speaks the truth, no one believes him. Love and death have one similarity. They don't look at age, time, or place. Those who show too much closeness to others will one day reveal that they are strangers. A person worries the most when they gain less for themselves and more for others. A person's greatness is not determined by their status, but by their humanity. Humanity becomes helpless before a stone-hearted person. Arrogant people cannot see the truth. The cremation ground is full of the ashes of those who believed that the world cannot run without them. If you have the courage to walk, then go ahead. There are many paths. Don't worry about the thorns, because you have many prayers with you. Be cautious of laziness. You give away today's day, and it takes away tomorrow's. There is always a reason behind every act. Those who leave and those who come. A single member of a family is enough to either build or destroy the house. I stopped following people because the one to whom I gave the most respect considered me as low as possible. Those who walk alone are not arrogant. In fact, they are enough for everything they do. Your greatest responsibility is to keep yourself happy at all times. If bending a little helps prevent a relationship from breaking, then bending is better, because everyone has pride. But only those who care about relationships know how to bend. Many mistakes were made in life, but the grace comes where we were innocent. Holding someone's hand should be done when you can truly support them. Those who misunderstand you will also misinterpret your silence. What is the use of understanding someone who has no affection for you? Your respect is not in the words spoken in your presence, but in the words spoken in your absence. When God takes something from you, don't think that it's a punishment. Perhaps He is emptying your hands to give something better. The people who have the highest expectations from others are the ones whose hearts get broken the most. You may find a path through someone's advice, but the destination can only be reached through your own hard work. Develop the habit of meeting people with a clean heart. When dust is removed, the mirror shines. There are amazing people who keep others happy, even after losing everything. Someone beautifully said, "When happiness comes, treat it like a sweet dish. When sorrow comes, treat it like medicine." Time and understanding come together only to the fortunate ones, because often understanding doesn't come on time, and by the time you understand, time has passed. When anger arises, you shouldn't shout, but it takes a lot of strength to stay quiet. You don't realize the value of life until you are betrayed by someone close. Our hunger is not as important when we are fighting with our loved ones, and winning is not as important when we are fighting with ourselves. Even among thousands, I need that one person who will never speak ill of me in my absence. The condition for saving relationships is also the reason for my losses. Those who make you cry are often the ones who say, "You look better when you smile." When you start bearing both pain and harsh words, you realize that you've learned how to live. Where should I spend my heart's wealth when everyone bows to those whose pockets are full? No one is rich enough to buy back their past, and no one is so poor that they can't change their future. Never make yourself a slave to anyone, because people are very self-centered. When you like someone, you forget their flaws, and when you hate them, you forget their good qualities. The person who can't change their thoughts cannot change anything. Today, I asked truth. Why are you silent? It sadly replied, "Who is left to listen to me?" Sometimes we are not as important to someone as we believe ourselves to be. Do not mistake our silence for arrogance. Some wounds are so deep that we no longer wish to speak. You cry for someone who doesn't value you, and you make someone who values you cry. I am grateful to all those who left me during my tough times because they trusted that I could handle my problems alone. It's not wrong to hope, but we make the mistake of hoping from the wrong people. Words too have their own flavor. One should taste them before speaking. If you don't feel good about yourself, how will you feel good about others? The heart is still alive, but now emotions have died. Today, I freed those who used to dream about someone else while living in my heart. The person who has learned to be happy in sorrow has truly learned the meaning of life. In life, you can learn to smile, but others will teach you to cry. You should learn to tolerate, but also learn when to speak, and learn to live peacefully in life. No one can truly say they dislike someone until they ask the troubles how much they love them. Don't claim any rights on something that doesn't belong to you. Don't talk about pain to someone who hasn't understood it. Value those who love you even after your rude behavior. Always check in and ask, "How are you?" before it's too late, and you have to ask, "How did this happen?" Hope is not a mistake, but the mistake we make is hoping from the wrong people. Be patient. Life is such that things will fall into place. Life is as it is, so live it with a smile, because you cannot change anything by worrying. Can you forgive someone who loved you but didn't stand by you? You need to wait for the right moment. Sometimes even stones shine in the sun. The promise to stay together forever was strange. I never asked if it was love or just memories. People eventually leave, even those we become closest to. The day you let someone become a habit, that person can ruin you anytime. Respect is important, but never more than dignity. It is not necessary to be beautiful, but to be important to someone is very beautiful. You can heal physical wounds, but you can never bear the scar on your self-respect. Never die for someone, because love is a new era, and where you are today, tomorrow someone else will be there. Do not become so blind that you fail to see the true color of those around you. Those who are loyal are not always the ones who are crazy about you. You may not find those who are willing to stay, but there will always be those who stand around, ready to want. Do not test the good people. When you hurt them, they do not break, but silently slip away from your life. Remember, if you try to be better than necessary, you will be used more than necessary. Loving someone who doesn't value your feelings is not love, it's foolishness. Your face may not reveal the story, but the heart that has lived it knows the truth. In every relationship, nectar will flow, but only on the condition that there is no deceit, only sincerity. The lucky ones are few, but the unlucky ones never come to your home. Live for those who are ready to die for you. It doesn't matter how many people know you. What matters is why they know you. Think good, and good will happen. Think bad, and bad will happen. You become what you think all day long, so always think good in life. To live like a king, you must work like a servant. Controlling others does not show real strength. Controlling yourself does. Having skills alone does not mean anything. To succeed, you must use your skills. I have no hatred for them, and no love is left for them either. I no longer wait for them, and no complaints remain. Do not dwell on what you have lost, and do not waste what you have gained. Our defeat is not in being unrecognized by others. It is in failing to recognize ourselves. Loving those who don't value your feelings is not love. It's foolishness. Life does not give guarantees, yet you sit here expecting things from others. Love someone, but never expect anything in return. The pain is not in loving, it is in expecting. Those we break all boundaries for often teach us to stay within limits. Happiness will return. Right now, the noise of sorrows is loud. Be careful, friends, for this is a time of trials. There were many people in our lives, but once their purpose was served, they left. We laugh to make others laugh, but the wounds on our hearts are so deep that they do not let us cry. If the person who loves you stops giving you time, then understand that they are no longer yours. Some people love you only as long as they can use you. When their need is over, their love fades too. Becoming a great person is good, but becoming a good person is a bigger achievement. There was an incompleteness that was never fulfilled. There was a loss that was never mine. A few flaws are necessary. For a person to be human, it is important to be human. The beauty of a true relationship lies in bearing each other's flaws. Because if you search for a person without flaws, you will end up alone in life. I wish I could sell the treasure of your memories. Today I would be among the wealthy. No one will stand by your side. Here, you must fight and protect yourself. The more you fear, the more others will make you afraid. But if you gather courage, even the mightiest will bow before you. If you want to stay happy in life, then first forget those who have forgotten you. The more truthful you are, the more pain you will endure. The fewer expectations you have, the happier you will be in life. If someone's pride is hurt repeatedly, the relationship will break, no matter how much love is involved. The finest people are recognized for their sincerity. Good words are often written on walls. To appear calm from the outside, one must fight many battles within. I had no intention of going far from you, but how could I stop when you were my destination? Anger will remain, but we will meet only when we are no longer afraid to lose each other. They met with intention, and we ended that intention. No one cries here without a reason. When pain deepens, tears fall. Ego is also necessary when it comes to rights, character, and respect. If you want to be with someone forever, never tell them how much you love them. Oh God, do not make me a burden on anyone's heart. If someone wishes to distance themselves from me, take me away from them before they can leave. The destination becomes easier when someone says with love, "Don't worry, everything will be okay." Life is to be lived. Never waste it by thinking, "What will people think?" Only when we are about to lose someone do we realize their value. Those who fall but rise again are the ones who truly understand life. I have stopped desiring for them, for they who did not value love do not deserve my prayers. What is yours will come to you, no matter how hard the world may try to take it. If something sounds bad, think in two ways. If that person is important, forget about it. And if the situation is important, forget the person. I too have flaws, but I trust too easily in others without thinking. Learn to fight for your rights, because those who remain quiet are never asked for anything. People often forget those for whom we forget the whole world. The people who are true at heart, life tests them the most. Try loving someone too much and see if they do not stop valuing you. True love often comes from those who have deceived. Stop caring, and people will stop giving you pain. Ask death from God, but never ask love from a human. No matter how much you do for someone, the one who intends to deceive will always deceive you. Being alone and crying alone makes a person very strong from within. Some people show off their affection, but when the time comes, their real face is revealed. It takes time, but we understand who is who. In life, every day brings new challenges, and only those with big thoughts succeed. Some people say they want to lose love, while others say they want to gain love. But we say we want to love with a true heart. Those who walk with deceit are the ones who give it. This was true yesterday and is true today. The ones who often change are the ones to whom we give excessive time and respect. It becomes necessary to leave some people because if we do not, they will never leave us. It hurts when you realize that the person you give the most importance to considers you to have no importance. Until you fight against adverse situations, they will continue to overwhelm you. Time has its strange nature. If you are not in my city, life cannot go on, and if you are with me, it does not stop. There are no conditions in love, my dear. It is a virtue that is done without conditions. Who went is not important. What they taught you is important. Never trust anyone blindly, because this world is not good enough to keep your trust intact. Some pain is such that no matter how much you explain, it feels less. Distance from those who do not value closeness is always better. If you are seeking peace in life, then stay away from people. Peace will come on its own. No matter how good you are, you will always fall into the company of low people. The day you realize that all the running around is futile, you stand at the place where the divine resides. There is a suffocation in the heart when someone stays in your heart but not in your life. The one who ignores you, stop recognizing them. Do not sit waiting for time. Lucky people may have empty hands, but hard-working people never do. See you again, friends, in the next video. If you liked the video, please like and share. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and write Jai Shri Radhe Krishna in the comments. Take care of yourself and always keep smiling. Thank you.